Management Solutions Inc.
Yes.
That's the property management for NCC. They basically specified the fields that I was able to farm this season, and I was told I would get a long-term lease as of fall after the past season. But they told me which fields I would have, and then they told me I could go ahead and start planting it, and then they told me I had to get off and wait for a land access permit. Then they told me I could plant on it again, and then they told me I had to get off, and basically I spent a lot of money, and I planted a lot of land, and then I had no access to it for the rest of the season.
So you live here with your son?
Yes.
7-year-old son, who has his own.
Yes, he's got ADHD and Asperger's,
Right.
Which makes it a little bit more difficult for me to work outside the home because he requires extra care. We have been even just this month trying to have after-school program for him so that I can move, but that even is difficult because their program can't really manage him.
And so, in essence, you were promised land, and you went on that promise that to be able to use that land, you wanted to farm organic foods and flowers.
Yes. Yeah.
And in the meantime, you went out and on that promise bought a tractor, which is quite expensive, went to market, and also bought all the seed. And in fact, you planted 7 to 10 acres before again they had told you to get off, and you had to watch that go to weed.
Basically, yes.
Okay.
And so I should I read?
Yes.
Yeah. I was very concerned about signing for the tractor without specific permission from them to go onto the land and begin farming it. I got that permission, and I signed for the tractor, and just still was told to get off of the land. But I planted, for 5 days I planted, and all of those fields went to weeds because I had no access through the rest of the summer. I had only a few days late in the season to really start planting due to all of the red tape.
And so now you're in a position whereby you have a very small bit of your savings left.
Yeah.
And you're using that, is that right, to make a fresh start elsewhere?
Yes, I pulled the last little bit of money out of my RRSPs in December, and I decided that the only smart way to use this was to move out, because after that's gone, I wouldn't even be able to afford to move out of here.